which was fantastic. But we are very deep into this pistol round already. In fact, it's only Goose Breeder who remains for the T side. And now it's 1 versus 2. Josie and Goddess versus Goose Breeder. And a trade frag will be there. So a very prompt pistol round. Fluxo Demons being vocal already. We can hear them from behind the stage, which is great to see. Whether Poppin's mum is here or not, I think the rest of the team will pick up the fact.
I can confirm.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good consistency then. So yeah, so that's a very promising start for Fluxo Demons. But while we have a slight pause, I had a chat with Goose Breeder before the game started, and I discovered that she has got 36 ways to kick an apple off your head. Because she is a keen mixed martial artist. She's done a lot of Muay Thai. She's done Kung Fu. She's also done 2 other things I can't remember, but she was, you know, her meat and potatoes is Muay Thai. She will mess you up.
Both in server and out of server.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
She's
mean,
just ready for all situations.
I was talking about you don't want to see Viku in a dark alley. Apparently, it's Goose Breeder.
Oh yeah.
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 Loose is loose.
Yeah, she'll turn your elbow inside out.
So I will say, we were talking about bias on the desk there, and I must admit, this is such a difficult one for me because always been a fan of FlyQuest, but I'm also a huge fan of Fluxo, so I will sit firmly on the fence. And
No. I'm not. No. Pick a team right now. I'm not having that.
No, I don't want to.
Every time you've picked against me, you've won. Literally 100% of the time, I'm gonna need you to commit to something.
I am deeply sorry, Goose, but I'm going with Fluxo.
Okay, there we go. We found a traitor amongst the caster team. Promising second round, it looks like, for Fluxo Demons, as we have 1 remaining. No losses for Fluxo Demon, and that's how you want to start a CT side. A strong win on the pistol, no losses in round 2. Coming in smiling, brimming with confidence in round 3. And this is looking already like a difficult round for FlyQuest. I think maybe a bomb plant was necessary for them. They're going to have to sacrifice some AKs to get the utility out. And of course, utility being very important on all maps. Always good to observe how a team uses HEs as well. FlyQuest will only have the 2 HEs on round 3. Still waiting for their full buy, but it's definitely important for them to do some damage now.
A lack of a plant 2 rounds in a row has definitely hobbled FlyQuest a little bit here. So this round becomes that much more important because obviously, sure, you lose this round, you've got a little bit of lost streak bonus to play with, but it's not ideal by any measure, particularly with how much they've forced into this. And they're coming up against a full bonus from Fluxo. Didn't manage to take away even a single gun. So it does make that little bit more difficult for them. We'll see them go into a bit more of a spread default here, but it looks like they want to finish A. We can see they're going to go collect that bomb, move in, but Goddess, oh, she's so ready.
She's got some dancing to do as well. Well positioned. She only sees 1 on the kill cam. So let's keep an eye on how the CTs respond to this. We can see Poppins is making her way over to understand the climate in mid. In the meantime, we've got big fights around at a bomb site, but and now Poppins is going back and forth to figure out where she needs to be. 3 CTs remaining in 45 seconds. That's a long time for FlyQuest to execute a plan. Bomb in the hands of Goose Breeder, who I don't believe has been seen just yet. That's a big frag from Bibian as well. 36 seconds as they try to understand what's going on, but Poppins with 2 changes the dynamic of this round. They know where Goose Breeder is now. They can try and buy some time. Rotation not necessary. Poppins is all you need. A big round, and the pop-off is there as well.
Great round from her. Beautiful anchoring. And it's heartbreaking because we had such a great start to that round with BB getting that first kill, Goddess making a bit of noise, getting a little bit loud in Canal, so her position gets, found out very quickly. She gets taken out. But while that's happening, FlyQuest are busy trying to push in on towards the A site, and they just can't win. They can't get that player behind Pillar. There's a couple of trades happening, but at that point, you've already lost any sort of an advantage that you would have had, and it's another round that goes straight in the favor of Fluxo.
Early kills, always good. Oh, Tech9s are putting in work in round 4. Tech9's so dangerous. And I feel like they're even stronger on certain maps where you can just get a close quarters engagement. You can get that 1 pop to the face. 3 on 4 then. Still much better equipped our Fluxo, but Poppins was being waited for. She got her bell rung and then some. 4 on 2. And any open door is one that FlyQuest will be happy to walk into, and this has certainly been a promising start. Still more work to be done.
I really appreciate the patience here, right? You know you've got a massive advantage. You can press it, but you want to make sure that you can ride that advantage as far as possible, because realistically, they still only have one player with a rifle. However, it's not even the rifle that makes the magic happen. Now Josie's the last one left alive. She's all the way on the other side of the site, or on the other side of the map, rather. And this is going to be a free plant. I say free. It was well fought.
Yeah, there's nothing left in this round for Fluxo, really. It's not, at this point, about trying to take T-weapons away. Anna's got no cash. Goddess has got no cash. Josie will need to drop for her teammate. So it's very important she stays alive. So FlyQuest will find a way back into the game, but with an asterisk, because a round like this is not a typical round. It's not a reliable round. It's not necessarily something you can build on with the bye rounds to come to kind of even the score here. So they're going to have to think about the problems that Fluxo have been causing them in these rounds and find a more surefire way to get around those, be it a change of pace at the beginning, punishing the CTs for making aggressive plays. Definitely some food for thought for them.
I mean, I'm a big believer in the Tech 9 rounds. I think that it's some of the best rounds to flip things completely on its head, and this was a great example of that. The fact that FlyQuest get through this round with so many of their players left alive at the end of it, they're able to pick up a couple of upgrades as well. That bodes so well for them going forward, right? They really want to take advantage of the slightly more T-sided nature of this map, and losing those first couple of rounds with no bomb plant, yes, that does kind of hobble them a little bit, but they've been able to bring it back on round 3 in a round where they kind of had no right to. So they're going to be feeling really good about that. They can start building up that economy a little bit here. And Fluxo's money is also not in the best spot. That being said, it's still just good enough to bring out the AWP from Younger, which could pose a significant issue.
Yeah, this could be a great time for that AWP to get working as well, because this is the way in for FlyQuest Red. If they can win this round with some good damage, then that's the chance for them. Offering some urgency towards the B-bomb site. No crazy rotations, though. We have a 2-1-2 setup for Fluxo Demons here. Younger lurking around that mid position, but starts to head towards that B-bomb site. So maybe that utility did do something after all. We've got some smokes around the bomb site as well. So I'm not sure if the CTs understand the full climate there. Minute 18 on the clock.
I like that FlyQuest, or rather Fluxo, are also not willing to be overly aggressive, unnecessarily aggressive. They're still kind of playing the long game here and allowing that time to just tick a little bit. Now that can be a bit of a double-edged sword. It does mean that you can be a bit more explosive and get a bit more done, but it can also mean that you run out of time and can't make the plays you need to.
They've got to get that second one as Poppins falls back. Oh, here we go. We've got more issues then for Fluxo. 3-on-3. Younger's got a good angle. Will only be flashed off briefly. Doesn't announce her presence around the smoke. She's got a gap though. We'll see if it lasts in these dynamic smokes. Bomb being planted. Goddess trying to find a quick angle, quick headshot, quick advantage for Fluxo. And suddenly KO'd is in a 1 versus 3. Not sure how many frags this angle will be good for, especially with the AWP trained on her position. Trying to bait the shots out as they come in. Pistol first, and that will do the job. That's an important win for Fluxo. They were on the brink, but they've survived.
Poppins' mom.
There we go.
Shout out.
Every game, every event, she is the best.
Honestly, one of our favorite supporters. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, so that therein is that double-edged sword that I was talking about. So you don't get an early pick. So you're going in 5v5, and yes, you do get the bomb planted, but 5v5 retakes are 5v5 retake scenarios are not great. You want to have some sort of an advantage for yourself, and the fact that you end up losing a few players once you finally start that execute going, it puts you immediately on the back foot. So while it can work out very well, unfortunately for FlyQuest, Fluxo just that much better. However, a great opener from KO'd onto Poppins could be what they need.
Staying in the fight are FlyQuest Red. This is a crucial round. Both teams are hurting economically. They've got to go now, surely. This has to be the green light. Fluxo completely out of position. Nothing left in this round. A nervous rotation for the bomb carrier. Little do they know, though, there is nothing between them and the bomb site. A promising start. FlyQuest in position to capitalize on that. And again, Fluxo know they're on the brink. You don't want to end up in complete eco. But I love their understanding of that, to not lose anything else, to just immediate cut of the round, lose 2 players, all right, we're done.
Yeah. This is much better from FlyQuest, much better execute as well, really kind of on the ball here. And the fact that they're able to do this with all 5 players left alive is also a huge boon for them, because while they're slowly starting to build up that economy, they're not really in a position where they can afford to be hobbled any further. So now 5 alive, bomb planted, and they're looking towards the rest of this half. This is not the worst situation to come back from. There's still 6 more rounds to play through, so there's a huge chance for them to bring it back. For Fluxo, on the other hand, we've had a couple of B hits here kind of consecutively, each time a different approach taken to try to get in onto the site. Mostly success, but in this particular instance, it didn't work out. So how do they adapt now to ensure that that doesn't happen without allowing the rest of the map to become a problem?
It's interesting what approach we'll see from the CTs as well here, based on what they're able to eke out. Do they prioritize util, play less aggressive rounds, try and hold on to their smokes? Do they go for a fast play? They'll start with 3 on the B bomb site. There will be early mollies for both squads. You'll often see them from the T side to stop those shenanigans, because those flashes with CT pushes can be very strong. Early on then, smokes towards the B bomb side. They've been consistent early smokes from FlyQuest, who may be setting up a play later on. And we see some from the CTs as well.
I do like the change in approach here from FlyQuest as well. And you can see, because look how heavily reinforced that B site is. So Fluxo they were like, all right, a few B hits, let's reinforce. And now FlyQuest have an almost free mid goddess.
That's a big rotation. We had a util dump from Fluxo as well, so they are in trouble by many measures. There's not much Josie can do to really hold position here. She's got to fight, go down on her sword. CT's repositioning now. Josie looking for the lurker, but they're being very patient indeed. Happy with her held in that position. Goosebreeder loses her duel though to an ever dangerous Poppins. Bibian doesn't have the best angle, so it'll only be the trade rather than the defense of her teammate. However, 3-on-2 for FlyQuest. An important round for them to win. And the CTs are committing to this, which means they risk losing everything. Younger with the AWP, 1 versus 2 now. Sees a quick one. She has a kill as well. Can't get any more done though, and their money is completely cleaned out.
Beautiful conditioning from FlyQuest, really. Those last couple of rounds to really sell that B preference. And then we just go mid. And we catch out Goddess, because Goddess made a little bit of noise as well, so they knew she was crossing. So the angle gets held, and as she kind of swings into vision, she's taken out. Mid is completely free. There's only 1 player on the A site, and all 3 of the rest still need to rotate in. It was beautifully done. What is the next surprise going to be? Because FlyQuest, not a team to do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, and Emmy continues to set up the nuisance grenades towards the B bomb site. And now we've got 4 Fluxo players there, but this is a USP party, basically. Safety in numbers and all that. And now it's FlyQuest. You know, if they've got a good read on the economy, then they'll be aware that there may be some shenanigans, some play for Fluxo to make in a desperate time. Nice grenades. Good attention to detail from a new look FlyQuest. You saw the interview with Emmy earlier, who was talking about how their eyes are on the long run. You know, we've seen some teams be put together of late. Let's take Falcons, for example, where they're trying to get something done in the short run and having to change everything all over again. But they're building from the long term, which I think is always the best route to go. But they're in a comfortable position now. But again, as that clock continues to tick, especially when you get to that sub-40 mark, it's always good to observe how a team is able to execute, where the holes in the plan may be. as time threatens to become your enemy. On this occasion, they are heading into the correct bomb site. So the threat now has been neutralized. But if this were the stack, for example, it'll be interesting to see how they deal with it, how much trouble they have. We saw a critical round in the game of Nuke, if you didn't see it earlier on, in our first matchup, which changed the face of that second half. Where that charm is on that pistol, I would find that so distracting. I don't think I'd ever get used to it. It would just always be in my subconscious, just staring at me.
I will say, so we were chatting with Ms. Harvey sometime before the match, and she was saying, you know, one of the things that the FlyQuest have really been focusing on is deepening their map pool. And okay, Anubis doesn't necessarily fall into that. They've actually looked really good on Anubis for quite a while now. And we're really seeing the sparks of that coming through here. But, I mean, it kind of leans into the storyline of, you know, this is a team that's looking for the long run, right? So they are making those changes. They're working on those deficits. And this is a team that's kind of got something to prove. The last couple of impacts, they haven't even made it into playoffs. So really a lot on the line for this team at the moment. We saw there's a lot of faith in them from the talent side and obviously from their supporters. We've been hearing quite a few cheers from the crowd as well. There's some support here for FlyQuest, even on the other side of the world. There they are. It's really, really cool to see that. But I suppose it's a similar storyline for Fluxo as well, and as I say that, because this is a team that had kind of taken the crown of best South American team away from Furia. So there's also that, you know, big fish, small pond, but once you make it to the international stage, you've really got to make waves. So I love that these two teams have pretty similar storylines coming into this weekend.
No AWP for the CTs for round 9, but the M4s will be out. This time there are no grenades from FlyQuest into the B-bomb site, as there have been practically every other round. Does that make Fluxo nervous? Now they've gone to a more traditional setup. A pop flash from Younger to allow Goddess to have a look towards mid. Nothing doing just yet. And FlyQuest, as we can see, have held on to a lot of utility early. They've got their mollies, so they can create space later on. Plenty of flashbangs as well. I wonder if Anna will be flashed out of the B area. She is holding a smoke in case anything happens over there. But it's definitely a change of pace from FlyQuest. 2 flashes, 2 smokes for Fluxo, and that's it. Again, a util dump for them. And with only 2 flashes, who really is able to peek for info? You saw Goddess having a look again towards mid there and finds Emi waiting for her, but what is the read? Anna is the one on point at B, but she's also the one with the flash at B. She'll drop the smoke for now, and they'll be committing 3 people into that B bomb site. It's almost like a CIS round with a late execution. Even once that smoke is gone, they'll have some time. This angle is very strong from Josie, and now the warning signs come in. A team kill, but they've got the job done. They've made an entry into the bomb site, abusing the numbers game now, but that's such a nuisance molly. But they got to get that bomb down fast. 13 seconds remaining, and here comes the cavalry. Anna charging in, and now Coyote is 1 versus 2 with an AWP. How can she solve this problem? Comes off the bomb plant. She might die after time. That won't happen. But it won't be a successful round for FlyQuest. They had the numbers, they had the trade frags, but they couldn't quite get the job done.
I mean, so much of that comes down to Josie with the advanced position there. The fact that she's able to give over so much of that information so early on, because remember, they're playing weak side A, so those rotations need to come in as quickly as humanly possible if they want to have any sort of an opportunity to A, deny the bomb, or effectively retake. So she gets super early information, she can call that through, the rotation comes in really, really quickly, and some great util as well, really stalls things out just long enough for Ana X to come in and make the hero play. However, Kaude opening up this round with a blind kill is just not the way that Fluxo want this to continue.
Yeah, just when you thought it was safe to stabilize your economy. 5-on-4 for FlyQuest. Again, the last round was good in terms of general grenade dumping for Fluxo, but they had the right tools left for those Late smoke grenades into the bomb site. Poppins dropped as well. Switched rifle beforehand. 5-on-3, and now FlyQuest will keep it simple, as Fluxo will have to do as well. Rotating Josie over to join the team. Defend the bomb site together. So either you go down together or you can hold on to try and buy around what you're holding in the next round. Rotating towards mid now. Fluxo maybe looking to see what they can get. Bomb's not planted just yet, and there's an opening frag for them. And now things are increasing. The bomb carrier's going to have to race to the bomb site. 2 unanswered frags, and Fluxo will grow with confidence. More HGs to deliver into the bomb site as well. Suddenly, this round is way more threatening. Looked like they were saving, but now they're trading. Goddess has a kit. 1 versus 2. There she pull out the smoke grenade to try and isolate some fights. Managed to swing at the same time. Goose gets the last one, 5-5.
Feels like Fluxo is starting to get a little bit antsy now. Yeah, I was praising them for their patience a bit earlier on, but they're realizing that FlyQuest are really taking advantage of information starve, so they're trying to get out, get that early info where they can, and unfortunately they're getting punished. That first kill to come through from Cowday, the follow-up from Bibian, and it's 2 players that are trying to push out, albeit at different times, but from the same place, pushing into canals through dark. So it's being held from FlyQuest because FlyQuest haven't committed to anything. They're holding for those anti-aggressive pushes. They know they're playing in South America. South America are a very aggressive region, so they take full advantage of those missteps.
Pistols and a smoke for Fluxo. Opportunity knocks for FlyQuest to finish with a good score. Take everything here in has to be the goal. Second of our opening best of ones here in Stockholm. Here comes the numbers. Okay, we might have some problems. They picked up a rifle. They picked up 2 rifles. Make it 1 now as Poppins is the last one holding one. Youngest picked up 1 as well. Goose Breeder will just eliminate everybody though. No need for panic. Everybody calm down.
Goose is loose.
There it is. I wasn't going to say it.
1 round left in the half. And I mean, this has actually been a great half for Fluxo, all things considered. Like, yes, you know, FlyQuest are doing really well. They've managed to get themselves up to 6 rounds. It's a great start for them, but on T side, I think they would have wanted to get a little bit more done. For Fluxo, on the other hand, they're going to go into their T side, whether or not they win this round, feeling somewhat confident. But will that confidence come to fruition? Will it turn into a victory? Is FlyQuest not willing to give up just yet? How have you done that, Goddess?
I think there might be one more, though. Indeed. Goose Breeder is behind enemy lines now. Get your VHSs out. 4-on-4, and chaos will ensue. How do you understand what is happening at this point? Goose Breeder will make it 2 for Fluxo. Anna and Josie remain. But I think that they might have the bomb in their hands. There are so many angles these teams could come from, though. This is nervous territory.
And there's time.
Yeah. Do you push an angle? Even if you... how comfortable can they be holding there? Once this util has gone... oh, my. Vanessa naded down to 1 HP. I think another HU was picked up as well. Bibian's the first to go. This is incredibly awkward. Surely you've got to send Vanessa out first. 35 seconds to retrieve that bomb. There we go. Send Vanessa out to find the info. A headshot, no less. Oh, the gun. She won't see it. It'll block her vision. And it will be 6-6 at the end. The bomb was lost and never recovered. We're all tied up at half-time.
Well, a 6-6 half in a somewhat unpredictable manner. It was a great round there in the end there from Fluxo. I loved what they did, taking that aggressive space, getting all the way in behind FlyQuest and making it impossible for them to retrieve that bomb. But we spoke a little bit about, you know, on T side, FlyQuest maybe wanted to get 1 or 2 more rounds for themselves. Might still be a bit of an uphill battle for them in the second half.
Yeah, it's never going to be easy versus the likes of Fluxo, that is for sure. But they have done a reasonable job so far. Not sure what to expect of the second half, but not too long to find out, because here it is. 7 pistols on the 5 players of FlyQuest Red with the double Julies. Goose Breeder and Bibian have both been made the raid boss by Coyote, who'll be without Kevlar, but she'll have a flash for her troubles. So double raid boss for FlyQuest. They are ready to try and shut down the abuse of numbers that Fluxo may throw at them. One of the strongest things on the T side. See some utility flying through the sky as they make their way over, isolating players towards the save bomb site. Coyote trying to give herself a good position to stay alive. Running low on the bullets though, trying to get a reload in and finished off. Anna and Younger clearing out the bomb site. And what remains of FlyQuest will make their way in. 2 versus 4. That's a good angle for Vanessa. Can she find a second one? Trying to reload and fall back, blocked by a teammate. But all good for now. And here come those Julies. They rattle off so loud. But they're not really finding much of anything just yet. Another reload for Vanessa. And here come those Julies. They almost switch sides. Great angle for Vanessa. And suddenly it's a 1 versus 2. Make that none versus 2. They make it work. Switching sides, those Julies are so loud. But they delivered the goods, and they continue to. Bibian, let's go.
So it's like she heard you. She did that just for you. It's a little crazy how long Vanessa and BB live in that attempt at a retake. Like the ducking and diving, firing shots, backing away, getting blocked by teammates, have to reload, duck your head because you don't want to get caught out. And they just live forever. Which I think is a little bit of a misstep from Fluxo's part, just not being able to close that out. But of course, you've got to praise the fancy footwork of Vanessa and her being able to get 3 kills in that retake and secure FlyQuest that round. Sure, there is a plant to come through, so Fluxo have money, but FlyQuest, a much-needed pistol round for them.
Love the aggression from FlyQuest. Get it started early. And again, if they continue early aggression like that in these early rounds, then maybe that makes Fluxo worry later on when it counts. But Fluxo, a confident team, trying to make their way in. On this occasion, though, they will be shut down by a FlyQuest who survive with 4 players. And that is a great way for FlyQuest to come into this one. I mean, everybody basically picked them to win the game. But I feel like they should be an underdog, even though, you know, there's a lot of bias in the picks. But they should feel like they're going to have the harder time of things rather than Fluxo. So an 8-6 scoreline here. So far, so good.
I think that was a rough one for Fluxo as well, because obviously forcing after bomb plant, you have all those MAC 10s, you only get 1 kill, never mind not being able to convert the round either. So FlyQuest is going to be feeling super confident off the back of that one. And you mentioned the aggression, and I'm also really loving it because I said a bit earlier, Fluxo, South American team, South America well known for their aggressive plays. FlyQuest have done their homework. They have prepared for a team that's going to try to run them over, and they're just not letting it happen. 2 rounds in a row, and Emmy will catch out that extremity player.
This is a really arid start for FlyQuest. For Fluxo, excuse me. FlyQuest, this could hardly be going better for them. Basically, after winning that pistol, they're going to be starting this with a 9-6 scoreline. Very strong position indeed. Bit of bursting with the MP9, and they're good to go. We'll see if they choose to upgrade their weapons, or, you know, considering they've got 4 MP9s, they could choose to make more aggressive plays, the pop flashes and the smokes and so on, and then just buy rifles afterwards if that's what needs to be done.
Yeah, it's a tough call to make, obviously. I mean, so you've got a 3-round lead here. You know that you can force into rifles like upgrade, but you could also just extend this bonus as far as possible. And if you lose this round, you'll still have money into the next. But if you'd had rifles, maybe you had more chance of winning. But if you win the round, then you get everything. So that's kind of what they're banking on, right?
Love those deep HEs. Ooh, Poppins.
Oopsie.
Poppins. Forgot to press jump.
Jump too early, forgot to press throw?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe all the above. Well then, the AK-wielding team of Fluxo make their way in, and this really is safety in numbers. It's about the trade fragging here. They don't really have any util left, but they will make their way forth. They're walking into a sandwich, though. They might not realize just yet that they may end up being the meat, because we have FlyQuest ready for a retake coming in from both sides. I believe we have a lurker in Josie. She's going to be important, because otherwise it might be very difficult for them to hold on to this bomb site. Oh, here she is. I thought she might be up on the radar, but she is right here. Again with a good position, has to look away. She saw the grenade come in through the smoke, and that was enough. And now things are problematic, maybe for both teams. A 3-on-3 as Goddess eats the pre-fryer from the MP9. And now Poppins is in a 1 versus 2. There is a kit on Bibian, and they will deliver again. It's double figures for FlyQuest as they pull away from Fluxo early.
That gamble pays off, holding on to the MP9s. There's always a possibility that it's going to go badly, and then you're going to have to end up reinvesting more than what you'd like, but it works beautifully, and a lot of that comes down to the way that Goose plays that back lurk, right? You've got 2 players, they're playing off of one another, and she's so antsy about it, the jiggle peeking, making sure that she's not getting pre-fired. So the fact that she's able to get that next kill as well, double up with Bibian and overrun Poppins, it's beautifully played. Very, very impressive from FlyQuest. I'm not sure that I expected them to come out guns blazing the way that they have been so far, but can they keep up that momentum? Because one of the big issues for FlyQuest historically has been getting a big lead and then throwing it all away and ultimately losing the map.
Yeah, so, and you can see how focused Bibiana was there while the coach is celebrating a big win. He knows how important that round is, but that's just a round, it's not a game.
Yeah.
And they are definitely focused on the overall picture here, as are the opponent, as we can see. Yeah, FlyQuest definitely ready to take this all the way, but Fluxo are very focused here, and they're definitely not a team that you want to count out. However, there is quite a deficit. Like early on in this second half, it has been one-sided. I mean, it was a pivotal pistol round, it must be said. It was on the borderline which way it was going to go for a while, but since they've taken control, they've kept control, they've retained control, and now they find themselves in a luxurious position. Goose Breeder's got almost $10,000 in the bank, so they're good for another buy should things go wrong. That money can get cleaned out quickly, though, but Fluxo need to start doing that right now. Again, looking to abuse the numbers on this T side. If they can collapse on this bomb site, even if one falls, if they get that trade frag, then who knows what happens afterwards. Vanessa trying to hold position, being smoked off. She just needs to keep some space for rotation, if that's what her team choose to do. Goose Breeder having a look as well. Now, how much do they throw at this if they feel like they've got bad positions is what I wonder. No more smokes remaining for Fluxo. Just the odd flashbang. Great angle for KOD, and that's surely the green light then for FlyQuest as Emmy starts to make her way through a pop flash. She'll see 2 players on the kill cam there as well. But do they keep throwing money at this problem? Because I think this might be too difficult. That's a big peak for Bibian. But now Vanessa is the only one remaining. Yeah, I just think with the angles and so on, it was going to be a difficult retake even with the numbers. And hey, it's one thing if you've got the money in the bank afterwards, but if that happens in the next round, they might be calling time on that one a bit earlier.
Yeah. I mean, this was a great change up from Fluxo. Not going for any sort of a default strat because, you know, when they default, they end up losing numbers very early on. Emmy plays super aggressive outside B. Even if you try and take those fights in towards A main, very often they're losing those as well. So they stay as a death ball. They make their way in towards that A side relatively uncontested, and they're able to hold on to it. So it does work out well, but of course, you expect FlyQuest to make some adaptations to that into these next couple of rounds. And something that I wanted to touch on, because we spoke about this a lot during the regular season for South America, but Fluxo have been looking a little bit shaky compared to what they looked like last season. You know, Furia were also kind of running circles around them. And so we knew that's what they looked like in South America, but it's interesting to note how it seems to have carried through into the international stage as well, because FlyQuest is a team that has lost to Fluxo last season as well. So yes, we can accredit a lot of this to FlyQuest's growth and improvement, but Fluxo, that shakiness seems to be haunting them.
Early T grenades into B, just as we saw from FlyQuest. That was their MO on many rounds, especially early on, offering the same information with different plays afterwards. So this is a crucial time for both squads. FlyQuest might need to cut rounds early to keep players alive should things go wrong. Fluxo need to keep the CTs poor and find a way to win this round. The flashbangs won't stop Josie from dropping Vanessa into the bomb site. They go, and again, this is essentially a mirror of the previous round, more or less. Like, how much do you want to throw at this? Emmy, I think, is probably just playing containment. Even if she gets one frag here, I don't know that they go for it. Got to prioritize their economy. Again, a difficult scenario on a good day. And that's plenty. Just giving her team space to save their weapons, essentially.
Again, it's that death ball, and it's so difficult to deal with when they're going on the hunt as well. Kaude could be in a little bit of trouble here. But now FlyQuest have to find a way to deal with this death ball. And now, because I had really praised FlyQuest for their conditioning, where they'd gone B a couple of times and then they changed it up and there was just no one on the map there. So do they now fall into that trap? Do they reinforce expecting a death ball and meanwhile Fluxo are going somewhere else entirely? Like, I want to see how they now deal with what this death ball has been doing. In this previous round, we actually saw them push out of B and attempt to wrap around, but it took too long. By the time that it happened, the site had already been overrun, and to try to retake was going to be way too difficult. So now we need to see something else, a little bit snappier, a little bit more control.
Goose Breeder, also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, will be looking to constrict Fluxo in round 19. Nice pre-fire by Bibian. Definitely has the right eye there, as the utility, you will say. Oh, that's a great one from Kaude. Good molly as well, just trying to limit where the T's can stand as they try to breach the bomb site. Emmy waiting for her time to strike, but can't keep up with her spray. 4 on 3 now for FlyQuest as Fluxo take the bomb site. They are well positioned. Speaking of, Bibian is just right there with them. Is she going to make a play through that smoke? Looking to her right, drops from her left. That's an important frag for Fluxo, but the flashbang is so good that Goddess goes down for free. Stereo frags for Fluxo, and Kaude is in a 1 versus 2. Down to the pistol, she knows she might need to collect a second before she can fire off another shot, but it's a great angle from Younger, and the gap is close to 1.
And the scary part of this is that Fluxo show that they can do both. They can hit your weak site and win, but they can also hit your strong site and still win. And that felt like a round where FlyQuest had a lot of good opportunities to hold that control and turn it back around. Kaude gets that first opening kill here, and you see them try to go for these slightly rattier plays, BB playing the patience, but getting caught out as the smoke fades away. They're not really realizing that Fluxo have taken quite so much space on the site. Now we flip over. Now Fluxo move over back towards that A site, but the A site's been heavily reinforced. FlyQuest taking a very deep push, strong angles.
Oh, they look so ready for that second one. And again, they can just chase, they can hunt. The hounds of justice are coming. 4 on 3. Now they can slow things down now. They don't need to do any crazy plays through the smoke, but they'll do so anyway as it clears. Goddess drops Goose Breeder. No Animal Sanctuary in Fluxo territory. Emmy and Bibian remain for the time being. And I did want some time to say that I don't feel like, while we've seen Calde get some frags here and there with the AWP, we haven't really seen that kind of statement fragging where you don't know where the CT AWP is going to be. Here they are. Oh, we've lost a player. I think that's missing from FlyQuest CT side at the moment. Maybe not the easiest map to do it on, but I think they need some more early impact. They need some early 5-on-4s, do FlyQuest, because this one is slipping away from them, lacking grip on the side of the cliff. Fluxo tie the score.
I mean, BB and Goose are really just doing God's work on this server. But it's certainly felt like that grip, that hold on their lead is slowly slipping away from them. And this is that thing that I was talking about a few rounds ago. I almost feel like I cursed them, where I said, you know, it's been one of their issues where they just cannot close out a map. They get so close. They've made it to double digits now, and slowly those rounds are being taken away from them. And it's Fluxo leaning so heavily into their death ball. And again, this time, the stack had moved to the correct site. That was where it was happening. But the problem with playing that aggressive stance, 2 players so deep into A main, is that when they do get run over, if they get run over rather, you're down to only 3 players left, and Goose is not able to retreat. So she gets caught out attempting to run away. What do you do at that point? You've lost your entire team. All you can do is back out and wait for the next round. And unfortunately, we need to see them really taking control here, because otherwise, 3 rounds for Fluxo, and that's it.
Awkward round for FlyQuest. A mixed bag in terms of weaponry utility. Fluxo, oh, there's a very aggressive CT smoke actually, which Fluxo are paying a lot of attention to, and the CTs are pushing from a different angle in the meantime. Some gimmicks coming out, but Fluxo are headed towards an empty bomb site. Empty for now. There's a rotation coming. That's an important second frag from Josie though. It was a gamble round for FlyQuest. Sometimes you come up empty. Interesting setup though towards the beginning. But I'm not sure how much Emmy's got left in her here in this 1 versus 3 with 15 HP. What's their money going to look like in the next round, FlyQuest? Are they going to have that AWP out? Are they going to be able to have impact on the round early, take the game away from Fluxo, leave them in a bad spot where their initial plan is no longer possible? That, of course, comes with risk, but no risk, no reward.
I think this is even another example of just great conditioning, because FlyQuest, they push out expecting there to be the death ball, not expecting Josie to be off on the extremity, on that lurk, behind them, waiting for them to peek out. It's just really, really beautiful reads from Fluxo, knowing that they've got the economic advantage, knowing that there could be some shenanigans to come through. So rather make sure you have a contingency plan in place, you have something to guard your back once you make your way in towards the site. AWP on board. So we'll see if Calde can make some magic happen with that. She has moved in towards mid. We'd seen her playing towards B a little bit earlier on, but we know that Fluxo don't take much mid presence. It hasn't really been part of their MO. Maybe FlyQuest expecting something different here, a change of pace, but no. 4 on one side of the map, 1 towards the other extremity. Shot's not quite connecting yet, but information early, which could be the game changer for FlyQuest.
I don't know if that peak saw 3 players there, at least 2. Not much you can do with that, with the positions across the map for FlyQuest.
You're expecting a stack, though.
The T's are going to be there keeping you honest. But what kind of play can they make? Oh, Calde's in trouble now. And while the AWP is going to be entertained in the mid position, is that a green light to go elsewhere? Well, there are plays being made by the CTs through that B bomb site, which will drop Anna and Poppins. We find ourselves, though, in a 3-on-3 with the action on B. Mid will be open. 30 seconds on the clock, and I don't think they see this flank coming. Goddess will have the sound cues of the rotation in CT spawn, and that B might just be the play. Although now the bomb carrier is moving alone, and again, Goddess with these sounds, it's just so awkward. They're separated, 20 seconds to get a bomb plant. Not quite with support. Goddess holding rotation, knows where they're coming from. Younger is on an island though. But while this utility is up, CTs will get into position, and so will Goddess. Oh, that's a risky play. They know where she is now, but Younger will deliver an awkward angle for all concerned. The rifles will prevail over the sniper though. Now Goddess is in the smoke. That bomb is ticking. They both have kits. Someone's got to cover, and the other must deliver. Looking the wrong way though as they touch the bomb. Takes down the cover, takes down the diffuser. 12 rounds for Fluxo.
That's heartbreak for FlyQuest, because it was another round that it felt like they had so much control. They get that very, very early information about where the stack is. That forces Fluxo to have to change direction. They push one player in towards mid, a position that they don't normally take. Cowday spots her out, so now they know that there's a player in mid. Meanwhile, Goddess in mid is making absolute noise. She's stomping around. She's really like making her presence known to allow the bomb time to move in towards that A site. Younger gets that plant, and somehow in a 2 versus 3, FlyQuest cannot effectively isolate. They do manage to bring it down to 2 versus 1, so they still have that advantage, but the problem is that you need to have one player on the bomb, you need to have one player watching, and they're watching the wrong angle. And it's one of those kind of 50-50 moments. How do you make it perfect? And they just can't.
Yeah, that's a frustrating round to lose at the very end with 2 players on the bomb site. But here we are. Last chance saloon for FlyQuest Red in this first best of 1. They must be perfect now. I love that they weren't shy to go for this play after last round where they saw a bunch of players there, and Bibian will do one better than last time as well. A 5-1-4 for FlyQuest. Finally, this is the kind of early thing that they were looking for, that they needed in this half. Poppins in the smoke. Could catch a CT off guard here. And there's plenty of time for her to wait around as well. FlyQuest taking gambles. They've got 3 players over towards the A bomb site after that play towards B. I guess not seeing anybody there early gives them a read on the other side of the map, but Fluxo will know that as well. They'll understand expectation, currently playing against that. FlyQuest not quite going for a push to find out more info just yet. They've only got 1 flash on the squad across the entire map at this point, FlyQuest. And here comes the execute then. We've got a 4-on-2 situation on this B bomb site, but the CTs will deliver for the time being. As I say that, Josie and Goddess will clean them out. 3-on-3 remains. Bomb getting planted promptly. The urgency is high for Fluxo. Goose Breeder showing presence, running distraction as Josie is dropped. Younger with AWP and the Tech 9. Nice tap through the smoke, and